Hi, thank you guys for joining me. I am going to have a motivational moment on today, and I cannot wait for you guys to join me for this message about brokenness. I'll give you guys a few minutes to join me. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure as you guys are coming on that you share the video. Thank you guys for joining. And I hope that you guys share the video as you are coming on with me for this quick motivational moment. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. And make sure, again, as you're coming on, that you share this video so we can get this message out about brokenness. All right, I'm not going to take up a lot of time. Hopefully those that were not able to join live will watch the video later and share. This week, as some of you all that have been following me on social media know, I have been dealing with 5 issues for 5 days. And I've called this segment Me Versus Me, because a lot of times our issues are internal and we like to deflect them onto other people. But a lot of times our fight is with ourselves. And so I decided, let me just have a moment of transparency and deal with some real issues that I face every day. And I'm sure that if I can be upfront and honest about what I'm dealing with, there's somebody else that this message may help. And so for 5 days, I'm going to be dealing with 5 major issues, because I always say that we can't fix what we don't face. And when we start facing our truth, when we start facing those things that we're dealing with, guess what? We're forced to fix those things. And so if there are some things in you that you say, wait a minute, I don't want to just keep dealing with this and hiding it and sweeping it up under the rug. I want to fix it. Well, I've decided, come on, we're going to face these issues and we're going to get free together. And so today I am dealing with brokenness. And now I have an example that I want to use that really kind of illustrates brokenness. A couple of weeks ago, I'm always trying to stay hydrated. And a couple of weeks ago, I was in a store. And I was walking down the aisle and I saw this stand where they were selling these bottles. And I said, oh goodness, bottles. I love to drink water and juice. And so, but I'm always traveling. I'm always in meetings. And so I need something that I can take on the go. And so I was looking through these bottles and there was one that caught my eye. I actually have it. It was this bottle and it was shiny and it was gleaming and it was the right size. And I said, you know what? This is perfect. This is exactly what I need. It'll keep me hydrated. I can take it with me when I travel. It's convenient and, you know, it looks glossy and, you know, I wouldn't mind being seen with this bottle. I like it. And so I purchased this bottle and I walked out of the store and I put it up and I didn't kind of think about it again until I had a meeting and I was kind of running late and I said, wait a minute, I didn't get me anything to drink. And I remembered I have this new bottle that I just bought from the store and it is just what I needed. And so I ran in my room and I got this bottle. I filled it up with ice. I put my cranberry juice in it and I headed off to my meeting. On the way to the meeting, I decided, you know what? I got this new bottle. I put my juice in it. I'm on my way to this meeting. Let me go ahead and, you know, test it out before I get into this meeting. And so I got this shiny new bottle that looked like it would be sufficient for me, give me everything that I needed. And so I'm driving, I pick up my bottle, and I go to drink my juice out of it. Lo and behold, it starts spilling. Nothing came out of the top. Just things start spilling. And so I said, oh my goodness, what is wrong? And so when I parked my car, I said, well, maybe, you know, I didn't have the lid on tight enough. I'm going somewhere with this story. So, you know, I adjusted the lid and I shook it a little bit and I tried it again. I tried to drink out of this bottle. And once again, it's spilling all over the side. And I said, wait a minute. This description said that this was spill proof, that it would keep everything I needed nice and cold. What is going on with this bottle? And so I'm opening, I'm looking in it, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, perhaps something got clogged in it, something was wrong. Lo and behold, I realized that this bottle was broken. Now, it's funny, when I went looking for the bottle, it didn't look broken. It looked new and it looked functional and it looked exactly to be what I needed. It looked just like it could do what I needed to do. And so I'm in this meeting and I'm thinking, well, it's too late to get rid of this bottle now. I need it. It's not functioning correctly. It's broken. I had no way of knowing that it was broken. And so I'm disappointed because here I have a need, and guess what? It's broken and I couldn't tell it. And so when I got back home, I'm trying to figure out, what do I do with this bottle? Because I needed this bottle. I wanted this bottle. It looked functional and it's broken. What do I do with it? And so I said, no, perhaps I did something wrong. Maybe I just didn't adjust it. Maybe there was something else I missed with this. But guess what? It really was broken and it wouldn't function. As a matter of fact, I have a son, my middle son. He fixes everything for me. And I called him and I said, Jacoby, I need you to fix this bottle for me. It's broken and I want it. I need to use it. I have to take it to meetings with me. Can you fix this? And so he did his thing. He tried to fix it and he came back and he told me something. He said, Mom, you're going to have to take that back where you got it from because what's wrong with it is beyond what I can fix. And I said, wait a minute, what? And I took it back to the store. A couple of things happened when I went back to the store. Number one, they didn't care that I had a receipt. They said, we can't take this back because it's been used. That was the first thing. The second thing they said was, we don't make this product. We only sell it. If you have a warranty and you really need this fixed, you'd have to send it back to the manufacturer because it's broken and there is nothing that we can do about it. There was a lesson in this bottle. I learned about 4 good things that I want to share with you today about brokenness. Number 1, when you're broken, guess what? You don't always look like it on the outside. Broken people don't always appear broken. You can actually look whole on the outside and still be broken on the inside. A lot of times we go after things and people because they look whole on the outside. The package looks good. We say to ourselves, woo, that's functional. That looks exactly like it will suit my needs. That looks exactly like it will do what I need it to do. But we don't understand that beneath the surface, beneath the shiny exterior, there's some brokenness going on the inside. And a lot of times even us, we will fool other people because we'll dress up this brokenness, we'll enhance this brokenness, we'll do all the right things to project a whole person, and we will allow people to think that they're dealing with somebody that's whole and complete on the inside. But really, there is some brokenness going on the inside of us. Now, let me tell you why that's dangerous. Number 1, when you are broken, you can't function properly. This cup was broken, and what I needed it to do, it was unable to do. I needed the things that I put in it to remain cold. It couldn't retain that because there was something that was malfunctioning. I needed to make sure that when I went somewhere, this cup wouldn't embarrass me. But guess what? Because it was broken, everything wrong on the inside, when I went to drink it, spilled on to me. And that's what happened when we connect with broken people, or when we're broken. All the issues that are on the inside of us, we'll spill it onto other people. Everybody that we try to connect with, every relationship that we try to get into, every ministry that we try to join, every job that we try to go into, we will spill our brokenness onto something and somebody else because we haven't figured out that, listen, that brokenness can get onto somebody. And you know what? If I would have kept trying to drink out of this broken bottle, what would have happened is my clothes would have gotten messed up. And guess what? I would have been making myself look like I have been damaged goods. And that's what happens when we're broken. We'll get ourselves and we'll try to connect with somebody else. And instead of trying to figure out how do we close up these gaps? How do we fix those things? How do we mend the brokenness? We'll just pour our brokenness onto somebody else. And we wonder why we get in relationships with broken people and we're taking on things that didn't belong to us. Wait a minute, I didn't have these issues before. I didn't battle with this. What is that? It's because somebody that's broken is spilling their issues onto us. We thought they were whole because they were shiny, they were new, they looked functional. But as soon as we got connected to them, that brokenness starts spilling. And guess what? That's why people can look at you sometimes and say, something about you is different. You don't look happy. What's going on? Because that brokenness starts seeping through. And if you're not careful, not only will other people's brokenness seep through onto you, your own brokenness will start to display itself and you won't even know. The third thing I learned about brokenness through this broken bottle was that when you're broken and remain broken, guess what? You risk being discarded. People don't want to keep broken things. I looked at this bottle and I just kept trying to make it work. I put it in my dishwasher. I unscrewed all the components and tried to place it back together and put more. And I was like, well, let me put some more ice. Let me try a different liquid. Guess what? Same issue. I tried to drink out of it and it was still broken. And do you know what I finally said? I cannot use a broken bottle. It doesn't function the way that it needs to. And so what I think I'm going to have to do is throw it away and replace it with something better. A lot of times, if we refuse to identify the brokenness on the inside of us, we risk being discarded. We risk being shunned. We wonder why we get in relationships and we know we're broken and we keep bleeding our brokenness on to other people. We're hurting them. We're doing them wrong. We're talking down to them, cheating, doing all of these things that represent our brokenness. And we wonder why they left us. He wonders why she walked away. She wonders why he couldn't be with her, because that brokenness starts spilling out and people don't want to hold on to broken things. And so we have to figure out, when I don't want to keep broken things, you wouldn't want to have something in your house that's broken. It doesn't make sense. If I have a stove and it is broken, why in the world would I keep trying to cook on it? I can't feed my family because it's not doing what I need to do. And so if that broken doesn't get fixed, what I have to do is make a decision. Am I going to try to fix this, or am I going to discard it and get something new that actually works? And so a lot of times we have to come to the understanding that when we're broken and when we make a conscious decision to just keep our brokenness and not try to get whole, we risk being discarded. The next thing that I figured out about this broken bottle, when you're broken, you can't expect other people to fix you. Now, when I had this bottle, I told you that I ran and took it to my middle son because he always fixes everything in the house. Every time something breaks, I call on him to fix it. But he looked me in the face and he said, listen, what's wrong with this bottle is beyond what I'm able to do. You're going to have to take that back where you got it from. And what happens with us in life a lot of times is we don't want to fix ourselves. We don't want to acknowledge that we're broken. So what we do is we go and cling on to somebody else because we hope that they will fix us. We hope that they'll just tolerate our brokenness. And we're thinking somewhere in the back of our mind, you know what, I'm broken. I don't know how to be happy. I'll just let this guy be my happiness. I'm broken and I really don't know how to have peace of mind. I'll just let her be my peace of mind. I'm broken and I really don't have any ambitions and anything that I'm trying to do. Well, I'll just leech onto these friends and hopefully they'll fulfill my brokenness by giving me something to do. But what will happen when that person is unhappy, when that person is going through, when that person has things to do outside of you? You realize that you're still left with your brokenness. And when you are broken, you cannot expect other people to fix what's broken on the inside of you. Now, one thing that I did realize is, last but not least, when I tried to take this bottle back, the first thing the store told me is that bottle has been used and we don't want it. A lot of times when we are broken, we allow ourselves to be in relationships and get into things where we are being used. We're being mistreated because, believe it or not, there are people that will take advantage of your brokenness. There are people that will manipulate you because they know the areas in your life where you don't function correctly. And what they will do is they'll take your dysfunctions and they will capitalize on it because it makes them feel bigger and better. And what happens is when you finally are able to get out of that relationship and you try to go to somebody else with all that brokenness, do you know what they'll say? I don't want you because you've been used. So not only are you broken, you're used, and I don't know if I want you. And that is an awful feeling, because what that does is that breeds feelings of rejection and depression, and we don't know how to handle this when we won't take care of the brokenness on the inside of us. So I just said, when I learned I got this bottle because I thought it was functional, I realized a couple of things, and I'm going to recap. When you're broken things can look whole on the inside. Don't be fooled just because something is shiny and it looks new. Number two, When you are broken, you don't function correctly. This bottle was supposed to keep my juice in. It was supposed to be convenient when I went to my meetings and everywhere, but it didn't work correctly. It was not functioning correctly. When you're broken, you risk being discarded. People don't want to keep dealing with something that is broken because every time they look around, they're having to try to fix you. Oh, you're depressed today. Or you unhappy today. Or you have an attitude today. What is your problem today? I can't even enjoy you because I'm too busy trying to fix your brokenness. And you risk being discarded. And so sometimes somebody's going to say, listen, you wonder why the phone calls stop. You wonder why people stop fooling with you. Sometimes it's because that brokenness becomes too much of a burden, which leads me to my next point. You can't expect people to fix your brokenness. I took this back to the store and they told me, ma'am, we sell the product. We didn't make the product. So just because you got that man from his mama and when he start acting up, you want her to fix him, or just because you got that crazy girl from her daddy and when she start acting a fool, you want him to fix her. They didn't make some, listen, they're saying, listen, no. We gave him or her to you. You've got to go back to the manufacturer if you want your product fixed. And so what I have to say about brokenness is, what I have to do with this bottle, if I want to keep it, is to send it back to the person that made it. Because they are the only people that know how this thing was designed and what it was created to do. And so I admonish each and every one of you all. If there are areas in your life where you are broken, where you are not functioning correctly, where you see that you have been discarded, where you see that people have said, listen, I can't help you. I cannot fix you. I can't keep carrying your burdens for you. I can't do it. You have to make a conscious decision to say, wait a minute, what about the person that made me? What about the potter? Because all of us are like jars of clay in the hands of the potter. He was the one that made us and created us, and he is the only person that recognizes that we're acting a fool because we're lonely, that we're acting out because we have self-esteem problems, that we're going all out and trying to get all this attention because we're really depressed. He knows how to look at us and say, wait a minute, she's doing that, but I know what that's really about. He's doing that, but I know what the real problem is. And so if you have a problem with brokenness, if you're broken in your mind, if you're broken in your emotions, if you're broken in your spirit, if you're broken in your self-esteem, whatever area you're broken in, you can't run to a man to fix it. You can't run to a woman to fix it. I love my parents, but they can't fix the brokenness on the inside of me. And I love help books and things that will motivate me and inspire me. But when it comes to being broken, doesn't matter. A job, a career, money cannot fix brokenness on the inside of you. The only thing that can fix you is the potter who wants to put you back together again. And so what I admonish each and every one of us to do, I'm glad I know Jesus. And one thing I know is that my relationship with God, my relationship with Christ is what keeps me whole, is what keeps me healed. There's a scripture that I love, and it says that if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things, that means my old brokenness, my old ways, my old habits, the old things that I used to do, they are passed away. And guess what? Behold means guess what? There is a new creature coming now. You know, there's another scripture that says you can't pour old wine into new wineskins. And a lot of times we get new ideas, we get new purpose, we get new motivations, but we try to put it inside something that's still broken. And we wonder why all our goodness is seeping out of us like this bottle. It's because we haven't fixed the brokenness that's on the inside of us. And we can't do that alone. We need the help of the Lord to fix the brokenness on the inside of you. So I want to admonish each and every one of you. If you're dealing with brokenness, and if you want to know how to deal with brokenness, stop allowing yourself to be used. Stop allowing yourself to be discarded. Stop seeking other people's opinions and letting them pat you, because the only thing that they can do is put a band-aid on your wounds, but they can't go on the inside and extract those things that are causing you to get broken. But the potter wants to put you back together again. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and if it blessed you, if it touched you in any way, do me a big favor and share it with somebody else that you know might be dealing with the spirit of brokenness, so that they can be encouraged. I'm Elisa LaShell, and I have about 2 more days to deal with 5 issues that we're dealing with that says me versus me. You can't fix what you don't face. Thank you so much. See you guys again soon.